Good afternoon, everyone. Is that a little bit too loud? Can I have your attention? Do I need to speak louder? It's not like school, right? The teacher's got to get up and tell everybody to settle down. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Sofio. I'm a commercial banker with Village Bank and your board chair for the Anoka Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank everybody for coming today. I know this is an event that everybody looks forward to. I know myself and a lot of people that I've spoken to enjoy it because we get to hear from the cities about what happened in the past year of 2023 and what's going to happen in 2024. So with that, I'll hand it over to Pete Turok, our president of the board.
Thanks, Tony. Well, welcome to Champlin. Now, this is my city. This is where we have raised our children. 38 years, I think we've lived in Champlin. Put it this way, there was a large cornfield behind our house. That's where I taught my son how to ride his bike. Ain't no corn in Champlin right now unless you're growing it in your very small garden. So it has been an absolute kick to watch this community change, let alone the region as well. And you're going to hear about some of that today. That's what this luncheon is all about. It's a chance for all of us to find out what has is and will be happening in the region. And Mayor Savas was at I've been telling people because I think it was like the day after last year's State of the City. Either you or somebody from the city reached out and said, you know, we're opening that up. We should have this event here. And I was like, well, yes, we should. And here we are. And what a beautiful facility. I've had an opportunity to be up here numerous times, turkey bingo. Still didn't win. We have been up here for some Champlin networking events that we're putting on. And is that a view or what? It is spectacular. To see what has happened here, and you're going to hear about that from the mayor, has been a joy. And they're not done. Oh, there's more to come. And you will hear about some of that. A couple of quick announcements. The first one being that we've got some table sponsors that are here today, and I want to acknowledge those people. ABC Newspapers, Anoka Dental, Central Minnesota Development Company, the City of Anoka, City of Champlin, City of Coon Rapids, City of Ramsey, First Bank Elk River, and Zion Lutheran Church all became table sponsors. Would you please give those people a round of applause? We do have some event sponsors. We have One Wheel Marketing here in Champlin. Is Mark here? Mark is not here. Also, First Bank Elk River, Chris Randall is here. Chris, you want to pop up? He spent money, and if you spend money, you get to say some things. So Chris, coming up. Chris, just off our Chamber Board of Directors, past chair. And I hope I'm not going to screw things up too much. Chris, tell me who you are, what you do.
Chris Randall, commercial owner of the First Bank Elk River at the Anoka office. I grew up, was born and raised in Champlin, and this event is kind of a banker nerd. It's one of the highlights of the midwinter for me, and it's nice to see the people that are vested in the growth of this community. And when I say this community, I speak broadly of the Anoka Area Chamber, Champlin, Anoka, Ramsey, Andover, Coon Rapids, Oak Grove. You all are the reason that projects like this get completed, the projects that we're going to see bragged about by the city representatives this afternoon, and it's really neat. And this is the group of people that gets things done. And that is what I want to thank you all for being here for and for continuing to do that work. Thank you very much.
Chris, thank you. And again, First Bank Elk River and One Wheel Marketing are our luncheon sponsors. Gala dinner, Chamber, fundraiser is coming up on Friday. Winter's going to get mad at me. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, we are live all over the world right now. We are. Through QCTV. This is being broadcast live, so hi Brenda. Hi Norma. So there's a couple, that's my mother-in-law and my wife. So there are people can watch, and that is great. Chamber Gala Dinner. It is the 35th annual event coming up on Friday, February 23rd. We're out at the courtyards of Andover. I know I saw Liz Cook here somewhere from the Mad Hatter. She's on the committee along with other members. One of two fundraisers we do. You've seen the emails from me, and I apologize for those. Look, I got to send them. I have to ask. I'm going to do it. Get over it. And if you can help us, great, and if not, it's okay. I can tell you right now, we've got a big crowd coming. Over 360 are already in place for this event. So Courtyards event, over 5:30 social, 7 o'clock dinner, 8 o'clock we start gala games. And it's like all of the galas you're probably aware of. You're going to have raffles, you're going to have live auctions, you're going to have all that stuff. If you have a $20 bill in your pocket, I'm going to try to get it out of there. If you don't give it to me, it's okay. But if you do, we'd appreciate it. We do that, and we do the golf tournament. On your table, so the silent auction, we've had a ton of donations, and in fact, I've got 10 items at the office that I need to process. So we're putting stuff up constantly. It started last Friday. It will run through Friday, February 23rd, and end at 8:45. Need not be present to win, need not be going to the gala to win, need not be a member of the Anoka Area Chamber to win. If you have money, we will take it. So you can scan that. It brings you to ClickBid, which is a safe and secure website. And there is a ton of stuff. Most we've ever had in the history of the event. We're over 150 items, I think. Comforts, we've got items for home, for comfort. We've got a ton of gift cards. We've got experiences. We've got miscellaneous. We have a ton of sports memorabilia. All of it up there. I urge you to check it out. If you have interest in coming to the gala, and again, 360 of your friends are coming, you should come. The last day you can buy tickets is this Thursday. Friday morning at 8 o'clock, we actually draw the game, and that needs to be done. We need a program that needs to go off to print. So through Thursday, you can buy tickets. Table sponsorships are also available. But more importantly, do some bidding. Just go there. Check it out. Like Mr. Heitkamp, who always buys my sports stuff. There's stuff. Still haven't found the pocket ball. I'm working on it. With that said, here's how it works. The first city, and we invited all 8 of our member cities. Some could be here, some could not. So the host city gets to go first. So that's going to be Champlin. And then everybody else, it's when they get their PowerPoint to winter at QCTV. This is not a slam to any city as to what order. It's just that this is why the order is what the order is. So we're going to start with Champlin, then we're going to go to Andover, then Anoka, Coon Rapids, Ramsey, and then we're going to have a Highway 10 presentation from Kent Barnard. We survived Anoka. 2 years. That project is done, and it looks great. Ramsey's project will kick in this year. It's a 2-year plan. I'm not going to give a bunch away, but you will hear about that today. And think about it, in 2 years, there will not be any lights on Highway 10. You know how big that is? That is big, people. All right, with that said, let's get to our host city and their mayor, Ryan Sabas.
All right, welcome to Champlin, everybody. It's exciting to be here. Hope you guys enjoy this beautiful event center we have, and we're excited that everyone could join us here today. This is our State of the City for 2024. I'd like to start out with introducing you to our council. First off, my name is Ryan Sabas. I am the mayor of Champlin. I'm in my 2nd year as being mayor. Jessica Tesdall is our Ward 1 council representative. She does a fantastic job representing the residents of Ward 1. She has served alongside me for 7 years, going on 7, or over 7 years now, I should say. As well as Tom Moe, who's here with us today at council representative for Ward 2. Nate Truesdale, who is, I guess, my acting mayor in my absence, has been on the council, elected with me 7 years ago. And then our newest council member is Tim LaCroix here today. Tim has been on the council for just over about a year now. He was our sitting chair for our planning commission for several years before that. Tim was appointed by our council after I vacated the Ward 4 council seat when I was elected as mayor. So Tim has been a quick study of the council and been a great addition for the city of Champlin. Some new stuff here recently in the city of Champlin is our new chief of police, Glenn Schneider. Glenn has worn many different hats in our police department, but has served for 25 years in the city of Champlin on our police department. And he has been a great addition as our chief of police. Some new stuff with the police department for a long time. Since the 90s, we've had 27 sworn officers in the city of Champlin. And a council initiative a little over a year ago was to do some proactive policing. And we added 3 additional full-time officers to become a 30 sworn officer department. And that's a big deal, as most of you cities know. To add 3 officers to any size department is a really big deal. So we wanted to be proactive and out in front of any crime or anything that's happening in the region. A big thing that our council has taken on is infrastructure. For several years, we've kind of been keeping the pedal to the metal on our road infrastructure. Champlin was really developed in a good 15-year period, the majority of Champlin, so a lot of those roads are coming due. And last year, we had our largest road project in 2023. It's in the red on the southern part of our city. It was about an $8.5 million road project, covered over 6 miles of road, and we pretty much got that project off without a hiccup. It was a fantastic improvement for that part of Ward 2 and Ward 4 of Champlin. Coming this year along the river, you'll see in the blue, we have a really large project as well, nearing $6 million, over 3.5 miles of road we are doing. It's the Mississippi Drive project. That is a big project happening here in 2024. And then in 2025, we have a couple regional projects. One of them is a partnership with Hennepin County. It's a much needed intersection of improvement on Hayden Lake Road and French Lake Road outside of one of our newest housing developments, the Reserve. We had several incidences and accidents in that area that just needed some improvement. And so we are putting a roundabout at that area, which should help slow traffic down, as well as making coming in and out of that neighborhood of the Reserve much safer for those residents. I'd like to thank Hennepin County for stepping up and coming to the table and partnering with us on $500,000 on that project to make that a reality. Along with the partnership with Brooklyn Park, we have an $11 million road improvement project on 109th. That is from Jefferson Highway all the way down to Winnetka. We have a roundabout. And along 109th, as most of you probably know, there's a lot of commercial development happening in Brooklyn Park. So we needed to make that a safer and better run road from east to west. So that was many years in the making, staff working with their staff, council with council, to come to an agreement on how that improvement looks. And then we also have some much needed improvement in Ward 2 on Goose Lake Parkway in the neighborhood directly north of that. So that has been some exciting improvements and big stuff happening in our roads in Champlin. Keeping up with some of the, I guess, the engineering side of the world is been our Mel Pond and Elm Creek Restoration Project. This is a ginormous project. Long before I even was on the council, it was started. The red area, the little dash on the right side of the screen there, started in 2012 with a new dam that went under West River Road here. And then went on the Mel Pond, where we dredged out the Mel Ponds to make them actually a good fishery habitat for the fish in there, and it's been stocked with fish. The ponds have kind of been filled in over the years with sediment from upstream on Elm Creek. And we've had many different phases then, phase 3, 4, and 5 of the Elm Creek. You see in the orange, the blue, and the purple, and it's finishing up with the purple this year that has really stabilized the bank of the Elm Creek and making the whole creek more boatable. You can take your kayaks or canoes up there, and you can get all the way to Hayden Lake, which is a lake that sits inside the Elm Creek Park Reserve. So that is a huge improvement for that natural area. Also, we're excited for this year is Champlin has a few pickleball courts, but we don't really have a large pickleball facility with many courts to host tournaments. So at our largest community park, Andrews Park, as I like to call it, Clyde Andrews Park, we are adding 6 pickleball courts next to our tennis courts. This was a big project. It's been many years in the planning, but this is going to add some great pickleball courts to Champlin. I just need to learn how to play. Hopefully one of these days I will. And next up is the Mississippi Crossings, where we are today. As you can see in the picture, this is a picture of one of our Thursday night concert series, and this is something I was truly passionate about. I know our council was passionate about. I think our whole council, we're probably up there just about every Thursday night. We started this concert series kind of as a way to start activating the riverfront, the crossings, and we had the amphitheater in that area done before the other stuff was finished, and we were thought, well, we got to do something. So we started this Thursday night concert series, and it's free to the public, and it was much bigger than we could have ever imagined. There was nights we had thousands of people that showed up, and not just from Champlin, regionally, from Rogers, south of 169, across the river, you name it, people are coming over this. I see Mayor Cook from Coon Rapids boating over, and I've seen Councilman Weaver from Anoka boating over, so it's great to see all you guys come to Champlin and really enjoy what we created here. So we do a Thursday night series about the end of May to about the end of August, and it is a fantastic event. And with that event, and with other events happening in this area, was the need for parking. Parking is an issue on anything that is successful, and so we had the space and the ability for a new parking lot at DC Chandler Park, which is just on the other side over here where the restaurant's going to go. And that parking lot started in the fall of 2023, paused over winter, and will be finished right away here in the spring of 2024. That adds 112 new stalls, and we had a partnership through the bonding and the state to help us create that new parking lot. And also here, as you pulled in, you saw a building being built, one of our newest businesses coming to Champlin. It is Mississippi Market here. It's a bakery, deli, produce. They are a local family. We are excited to have them. They are going to be a great addition to Champlin and a great addition to the Mississippi Crossings. Talked to the owner last week, and they are hoping to be open by Father Hennepin Days, which is the second weekend in June. So we're excited for that great addition to Champlin. And next up is our restaurant, and this is probably one of the biggest questions I get as mayor and my years as on the council is, when are we getting our riverfront restaurant? Well, I can tell you this. Last night at City Council, we approved a letter of intent with our restaurant operator. We've been down many paths. Obviously, the economy and different things have come into play on to when and how fast this is happening, but I firmly believe we have a great partnership with a great local operator that is going to bring a fantastic restaurant to our riverfront, an expansive patio, a large, over 7,500 square foot restaurant. It's going to have higher end steaks and different types of great food, and they are a great operator. We're excited to have them. The name has not been released yet. I don't know if they have a name yet, but we're excited for this. Construction should be starting midsummer, and hopefully approximately 1 year from now, you'll be able to visit Champlin's newest riverfront restaurant. Next up is some of our newer development we've had. I see some of the Twin City Twisters folks here. This was a development that was city-owned parcel right behind Willie McCoy's off 169. And Twin City Twisters has been a business here in Champlin since 1987, and a great destination not just for Champlin folks to use, but a regional draw. And it was important to our council that we kept Twin City Twisters here in the city of Champlin, and we hope that future Olympians keep coming out of Twin City Twisters and represent our city of Champlin. Next up, development is underway is Riverway Church. Riverway Church is being developed off of Champlin Drive on 117th, right on our 169 corridor. That is directly across from Clive's Roadhouse, just to give you an idea where that is located. Riverway Church is, words can't even say what they are to this community. They are an integral part of this community, and they do so much for this city and help make Champlin what it is today. And they've been operating for about a dozen years out of Champlin Park High School, and so we're excited for Riverway Church to create their forever home right here in Champlin. Next up is our annual city tradition of Father Hennepin Festival. It is June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and we have concerts, carnival parade, fireworks, business expo, and more. New in 2024 is that we have expanded Father Hennepin Days. We have now made it a 4-day festival. So before it started on Friday night with our parade, now we are starting with Thursday night with a free concert. We have hometown country star Anderson Daniels starring in a concert here for free at the Mississippi Amphitheater. And then from there we will have the carnival start off Thursday night as well, our parade on Friday night, fireworks, another rock and roll concert that is Saturday night over in Chandler Park. So we are excited for an even bigger and better and improved Father Hennepin. Next up is our tree lighting, and we had our second annual Christmas tree lighting this year in Champlin, and this has been something the council has talked about for a number of years, and we finally had an area where we can host such events and have the community gather. So we, in 2022 was our first event, then we had it last year, it doubled in size. And so we have partnership with the Champlin Park Choir, comes and does Christmas carols. It's just a fantastic event. The community loves it, so we love to celebrate everything about the holidays there. And with that, here's a video with no sound. But just a little video of what our tree lighting looked like this past year. Fantastic event. Christmas tree was Ashley's idea, our communication director. She picked it out, and I think it fits the area well. As you can see, we have our newest Champlin Monument sign that was installed this past fall out front. And so that is Champlin's State of the Union. I'd like to thank the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce, QCTV, for supporting this annual event and selecting our new Champlin Riverside Event Center for this year. I'd like to thank Ashley Wagner, our communications director, for putting this PowerPoint together for me. She does a fantastic job. I think she scheduled an hour and a half for me to meet with her. I think I was like 10 minutes. We're good. So thanks, Ashley. If you'd like to host an event here at the Mississippi Crossings, or your business or city would like to, please do so. This area is available for rent. Just check it out at MississippiCrossings.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we always give the opening city a little bit more time. Oh, but we have timers. Dave Wiggins, who is on our chamber board. Dave, raise your hand. He's the man that's going to get us out of here when we need to get out. So he has 3 pieces of paper. One of them says 1 minute, meaning 1 minute left, Mr. Mayor, or who's ever talking. And then he's got a 30-second, and then he has the dreaded, it's a full page of red. That is key to all of us making that 1:30 meeting that you really need to get to. So Dave, thank you for being our official timekeeper. All right, up next, we have Community Development Director Joe Janis from the City of Andover.
Sure. As noted, I'm Joe Janish, Community Development Director for the City of Andover. Our council, we have our mayor, who's actually served in some capacity with the City of Andover for about 15 years on the council level. We also have some newer members that have a few years of experience. One of the projects that was noted last year, which actually opened for rental, is the Aurora Vista project, and that's a 150-unit market rate apartment that was constructed on 7th Avenue and Bunker Lake Boulevard. So there's 7 different floor plans that are available for rent. There's amenities including the fitness center, a dog park, pet wash, and several more items, underground parking, vehicle charging. Again, in the same area, we have the personal care senior living. This is a 32-unit memory care assisted living facility. They're expecting to be leased out by spring this year. So they've seen some good success in this area. New businesses, Taco Bell also came in the same area as well. So we had 3 buildings go up last year or over the last 2 years in that particular area. And we've seen some businesses change hands, and we're seeing our spaces fill up as they become available. So we're seeing a strong demand for the commercial areas in the City of Andover. Fields of Winslow Cove was a 383-unit development proposed by Lennar. They're under construction, and there's about a third of the lots that haven't been approved at this point. So originally they thought they would come in with 5 different phases. The end of last year, they actually came in with 1 phase of 109 lots for it, villa homes and the single family. So they're seeing some significant success in that area. Something else that Andover has that may be unique to some of our peers is that a portion of our community is rural, meaning you have private wells and private septic systems. So we are seeing development in that area as well. One of the leaders of that has been Peterson Farms, creating several lots for our community. And they have moved forward with the 3rd phase. There's discussions on a 4th phase, but at this particular point in time, staff is looking at some modifications to what you're seeing on here, just kind of connecting those two cul-de-sacs to create a loop road. Residential development, as noted, we have both urban and rural lots that are available for residents, so you can enjoy both types of housing within our community. 2024 road projects. So the last year when I was up here and spoke, we had, over the last 2 years, almost completed 30 miles of roadway, whether that's a mill and overlay to a full recon. This year, we're looking at doing about 8.2 miles of roadway, so we're toning it down a little bit, but we were able to do some significant improvements over the last 2 years because of a bonding that our city council approved. So they're showing that they do support the local infrastructure and they're looking to move forward with roads. I also mentioned we'd have several roundabouts. Our first roundabout is complete off of Prairie Road and 151st Lane. That roundabout was constructed by the residential developer. We are currently working on design for Crosstown Boulevard and Nightingale at Veterans Memorial Drive. So the next two items that you see on here, we're looking at designing those and getting those out for bid. And we get a bonus roundabout. Found out that we will see another roundabout in our community. So one of the items is located near Legacy at Peterson Farms, which is on the left-hand side of the screen here. And on the right-hand side, Crosstown and Constance Boulevard has also received funding through the HSIP program, and both of those are slated to occur sometime in 2026, 2027. Our park projects, our community has 67 parks. We continue to work with our council through a capital improvement program in order to provide updates to those parks, whether it's equipment replacement. Typically, we meet with the residents in that area through a survey and have conversations with them to see what type of improvements they would like to see, and then our council replaces those items. One of the bigger items that staff and our council has worked on over the last couple years here is a groundwater contamination. So there's a portion of our community that through well sampling, through the private wells, they found that there was 1,4-dioxane or PFAS. And as part of that, our city council members and staff were able to secure $6.1 million to provide water connections and redoing the roadways, because we have to dig up the streets to put the water in. Covered the connection costs for those individuals, and I believe right now there's roughly 60 homes that are receiving bottled water, and we'll provide connections to about 96 homes if those residents are willing to connect. And actually for the main portion of it, putting in those water pipes and redoing the roadways, I believe the bids are open tomorrow to see what those come in at, and we're looking at getting that project completed so those residents can get back to using their water in a manner that all of us get to enjoy. Redevelopment opportunities, I think for many years we've presented on this. Each year we continue to purchase a property or take a property down. This last December, we removed one more property. So at this particular point, the City of Andover owns 2 duplexes and 3 fourplexes, which are shown in yellow here. And actually, after this meeting, I'll be meeting with the Sheriff's Department to walk through one of the duplexes to see if they have an opportunity to train in those. One of the things that our council has looked at is trying to use this area to as much benefit to the community itself. And so we have had fire training out at these locations. We've had the Sheriff's Department, the SWAT team go through and use the buildings. And then ultimately, we'll go through demolition, and we'll see what we can find once all the properties are down and what type of project will occur here. City of Andover does have a Veterans Memorial. The picture on the right are 2 statues that the funds were donated by a long-term resident of our community, which allowed the city council to purchase those. And you can also go online and you can purchase a plaque to have any individuals that have served in the armed forces that put their name on the community or the Veterans Memorial wall. One of the items related to our Andover YMCA Community Center, we do have the library on the go. You can see the lockers that are available for individuals. There's a Crooked Lake Creamery and Deli that's located within the community center. The City of Andover also rents out, whether it might be the sports complex or the ice arena, you have the ability to rent out rooms for meetings. So that's something you can contact our community center on. And the YMCA has several different programs that they host at the facility as well. City of Andover did have the first tree lighting event, which was conducted last year. We have some photos here. Talking to our Public Works, they're estimating about 700 people showed up for this event. They had the ability to make s'mores and hang out and see the light switch. If you look in the upper left-hand corner there, you can see our Public Works crew made a large light switch for the mayor to turn on the lights for the tree. So that was an interesting event. An item that we have coming up in a few weeks here is the North Suburban Home Show. So this is a nonprofit organization with the City of Coon Rapids, City of Anoka, City of Andover, and the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. And this is an event for individuals to rent booths, come in and meet with residents in the area and try to gain some leads for some work. Another event that's held with the City of Andover in July, we have the Andover Family Fun Fest. So with this, there's typically fireworks, parade, running, kids' activities, so we can have some fun with our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Time to find out what's happening across the river. Anoka City Council member Eric Skoquist will give us an update on Anoka.
Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Champlin, for hosting. Thank you for this gorgeous view from across the river. We always like coming over here and seeing the promised land on the other side. No, I'm just kidding. but honestly, thank you for hosting. This is a great facility. We've come over here with the kids, gotten the ice cream, done that whole thing. So it's a nice addition. And as was stated here, I think I've stated before, I appreciate the events like this where we can talk about and come up with different ideas, and whether it's other people building on things that our city's done with tree lightings, or us as building on something Coon Rapids did, I'll touch on here a little later. I think it's great that we all do that work together, because our people live in all of our communities. They don't just live in one, they go all over the place, and so it's great that we can all work together. So my name is Eric Skoquist. I'm a member of the Anoka City Council here. And first thing I'm going to do is just touch on a video here of Highway 10, and now if I can get it to play. Is it playing now? Maybe. There we go. So Highway 10 has been a project for 2 years now in the city of Anoka, and everything's done but some seeding and sodding and all that good stuff. But it has been a remarkably effective and positive project for the city and for the cities around us. This is just kind of a time lapse of the West Main roundabout there. And so you can see as it's gone through what it looks like. We've incorporated some of the red brick limestone look in the city of Anoka, but it's helped all of us just work smoothly between communities. And the other part that's really awesome that I think has happened through all of this is we came up with a different funding mechanism where the city of Anoka has always been said that we are the ball, and we don't want to be the ball, we want to be the bat in this scenario. And so we came up with funds and ideas to create this project, a project that we wanted. And now other cities like Ramsey have been replicating that, and it's just been super successful. So the Anoka phase, for the most part, is done, and now you can start throwing your profanities at the city of Ramsey the next 2 years instead of us. Just along with that, we've had some redevelopment along that same corridor. So if you think where Perkins Pizza Hut used to be, Taco Bell has rebuilt itself. There's a Silver Star Car Wash, as well as Jimmy John's and Baskin Robbins are also going to go in kind of at that apex where Perkins was prior. So nice to see some private development come along with the public infrastructure development. Also, Volunteers of America, we have a kind of a campus there, everything from nursing home, assisted living, memory care, independent living. And so there's a third phase that's happening as part of that for independent senior living. That's going to happen. There's 80 more affordable housing units. And so that just continues to add to the life cycle housing that exists, not only in the city, but in that general area. And it's been a very, very good success for the city of Anoka. Also, this is something I'll touch on, I talked about in Coon Rapids. You know, we've started a program called the CARE program. It's basically a grant program where you can apply to the City of Anoka Housing and Redevelopment Authority, and you kind of get some seed grant money to do an outdoor project that's going to help with your curb appeal. So grants are between $1,000 and $5,000, and we've had nearly 50 homeowners utilize this, leveraging $750,000. So sometimes, you know, you have these different ideas, loans, all this stuff, and sometimes just that little bit of money that they say, hey, look, I'm going to get some free money, really leverages it, and it works way more successfully than some of our other programs. So thank you to Coon Rapids who helped us get this set up, and it's been a huge success. Another thing we had here is there was a public improvement over the year. We did some river dredging, and so long story short, any of you that are along the Rum River probably knew all the flooding that happened this spring, and then all of the erosion that created and dropping of sand and silt everywhere. And so we were no exception. That area south of the Rum River Dam to the mouth by the Mississippi River became a very nice shallow lake is what it felt like, to be quite honest. So what we decided to do is we invested in getting some dredging, at least for the northern portion of that, where it was the worst of the worst, so people could get their boats up to the port of Anoka near our downtown. And so that was one of the projects we were able to get done this year. There's possibly going to be a phase 2 if you look at that blue dotted line. It's a little more complicated, a little more regulation, and wasn't quite as bad as the northern part. So we're going to keep working on that, seeing if we can come up with some funds and some ideas. And maybe it'll be a great year and it'll just flush all that sand out, but I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed. Speaking of the dam, many of your communities have also been aware and have been helpful with discussions with our Anoka Rum River Dam repair and safety improvement project. So we had one of the bonding committees out from the legislature looking at this project and saying, you know, our dam, it's not going anywhere, it's not falling down, but it's dated and it has some things that need upgrades. Mainly, our automated crest gates would be much nicer than getting guys out there with, you know, mini excavators and boards and waiting for the water level to be right and hope it's not too icy and all that. So that's a big safety improvement we're looking at. But as part of that, we're also looking at a maintenance platform, a walkway going across, if you think similar to probably the Coon Rapids Dam scenario. Also, maybe putting hydroelectric generation back to the dam that used to be there years ago, and possibly a lock or portage system for people to access the Mississippi from the upper Rum and vice versa, and even a fish passage to go so that ecosystem that's kind of been shut off for 150 years can continue. One other thing I'll mention too, if you look, this is just kind of a concept, and we got $500,000 worth of funds from the legislature to kind of create this study, see where some of the financing can come from, you know, what's feasible, what's not. Even on the left where there's possibly a fish passage, the concept of river surfing came up. And really what it is, if you've ever been out west or some places in Europe, they have this, and if the water conditions are right, it creates this permanent wave for people to just be able to surf in place. And so we kind of threw a lot of things in the hat and just said, all right, what's going to stick, what's not, and we'll find out. But this is a big project I know that's beneficial not just to the city of Anoka, but to the region as a whole. So if you got any sway with any legislative folks, it'd be nice to know, because we're trying to get some more funds for this and see this becomes a reality, hopefully. Another quick thing I touched on in the past, our law enforcement training center and animal containment facility has been up and running. So we have basically our own animal containment pound, if you'd say that, as well as a training facility with not only automated training options, but a shooting range as well. So I know some of your communities have kind of toured this and taken advantage of what we have, but if you're interested, talk to our police department. I know they'd love to give you a tour of what's there. And see if there's any way your community could utilize that asset as well that we've made. Getting into public improvements again, the bread and butter of what we do, streets, roads, pipes, all that good stuff. So it's not cheap, but it's what people expect of us. So last year we did kind of half the area by Franklin School. We're going to do the other half this year. And it's maybe not quite the $8 million number you were talking about, but for us, $3.63 million is pretty good chunk of change. And it's amazing, you look back 5 years, the same project would have been $1.5 million. So it's expensive, but it's what our citizens expect us to do, and we're going to keep at it. Another thing we did, we have a municipal golf course, Greenhaven. We always try to be efficient with our resources, and so in the wintertime when people aren't golfing, what can you do? we put in something called the Cedars Disc Golf at Greenhaven. And what that is it's allowed people to go out there, do their rounds, and then also come in, warm up, have a beverage, have dinner, have a lunch, whatever. And it's been really successful. We've done that now for 2 winters, if you want to call this one a winter. But we've had last time we had 1,700 rounds, over 1,000 players, 4 tournaments with 300 people. So it's been really successful, and we're going to keep at it and just keep building on that. Another thing here we're going to do regarding the river, we have a Rum River stabilization project. If you go just north of the bridge here into Anoka, the Woodbury House historic building, but it's got some very steep banks, a lot of sand around here, and so we've had some issues with that. But we secured $1.1 million of clean water funds to go in along with the Conservation District to do some remediation work. And so that's going to happen this summer, but just an FYI, they're going to have to build, I guess I'll call it sort of a land bridge across, and there'll be limited access north, probably during your business hours during the day. So that's going to start happening this summer. It will be able to, in the evenings and weekends, hopefully we'll have that open, but that's going to be something you're going to see if you're a boater or somebody in the community. And last here, I just want to touch on our Anoka Social District. I know many of you have asked me about that. We did what this allows us to do is it allows us to have a particular zone. I'll show you a map here in the city of Anoka. We redefined what's within that district, and people can take a beverage in a cup that's designated with certain things on the cup that the city provides. Within that zone, just kind of like a special event, but instead of a special event, it can happen all the time. So it was very successful for a month pilot in the fall. We're looking at doing it and expanding it here this year. Pretty much the whole patio season from May through early October, and maybe even expanding it. Looks like we're going to do south of Main Street a little bit because we've had a lot of businesses that weren't bars and restaurants say, hey, I want people to stroll into my place too. So we're taking baby steps with this to try to work out the kinks, but it's been pretty successful and we'll keep at it. But other than that, we have lots of events and activities in the city, and looking forward to seeing all of you at those at any given time, whether you're boating, you're walking, you're biking, you're taking your e-scooter, whatever. Anoka's a fun place that likes to have a lot going on. So thank you again for just letting us be here, Champlin. Thank you, QCTV, for covering. And of course, thank you to the Chamber and your distinguished president for allowing us to be here today.
Nicely done. So the social district hit, and I got calls from 40 presidents of chambers of commerce from around the 5-state area, a lot of them from Minnesota. Everybody and their brother is interested in that. Anoka's the test child on it, and so far so good. I'm glad to hear about the potential expansion, Councilmember Skokvist, because I've been hearing about it from some of the businesses on that side of Main Street as well. They are interested. All right, we're jumping in the boat. It's Jerry's boat. We're heading down a little ways. It is time now to find out what's happening in Coon Rapids with their mayor, Jerry Cook.
Thanks, Pete. This is, if I have any envy of from Coon Rapids, it's this area right here. Your new Mississippi Crossing Event Center, it's just beautiful. And then that Anoka Social District is a close second, but we can't find anywhere in town to do that. So, good afternoon. I am Jerry Cook. I'm the mayor of the great city of Coon Rapids, and I am thankful to be here. And is this the button here? Oh, here it is. Look at that. So, looking back, 2023 was a busy year for Coon Rapids, full of economic progress. New development continues to prosper with a mix of commercial development, residential growth, and redevelopment opportunities. In 2023, the city realized more than $95 million in construction investment. Amongst the new development are several new businesses. We welcomed a lot of retail and commercial growth. Just a sampling, Chapter Aesthetic Studio, Sola Salon, Planet Fitness, Glowing Hearth and Home, The Modern Sportsman, and Sierra Trading Post. And it was also a good year to expand your dining horizons with lots of new restaurants in the city. Esmeralda's Mexican Restaurant, Crisp and Green, which is very popular right now, Cafe Donuts, Freshly Leaf Bubble Tea Shop, and Chi Make, which offers Korean fried chicken. And then this is a fun one. We have a new entertainment venue called Stumpy's Hatchet House. moved into the old Pier 1 location. It offers a variety of games, including hatchet throwing, of course, plus food and drink. Our city council chose to amend code to make zoning for this project possible. It seemed the right time for the change in order to adapt to the current retail trends. Despite being a mostly fully developed city, Coon Rapids managed to welcome several new housing projects. In all, 43 new single-family homes were built in the city. Meanwhile, progress continues at Port Riverwalk to build 136 detached townhomes by the time it is complete. Several new apartment projects were underway as well, including the third phase of development at Riverdale Station. That is the transit-oriented development near the North Star line behind Target. Astor, the bottom left there, is a luxury apartment complex, and the market rate units began leasing in the spring, and this building joins Lyra and Nova, which were built a few years ago. Demand remains high for our successful housing incentive programs. The Front Door Grant Program encourages homeowners to enhance their property's curb appeal, whatever you see when you drive by. The grants cover a portion of the project cost, up to $5,000, for exterior home improvements. 2023 saw nearly 300 applicants, and the city awarded 76 grants, which garnered more than $1 million, $1.15 million in increased curb appeal. Front door results speak for themselves. Some of the beautification projects include column and stone, new garage doors and driveway aprons, patios and pavers, and many others. These beautification projects go above the minimum requirements and will earn the largest grants, covering up to 25% of the total project cost. Meanwhile, our other longtime program, Home for Generations, continues to attract homeowners. Home for Generations is for large projects valued at $35,000 or more. These are major interior projects like moving walls or complete kitchen remodels. Grants and rebates are available to those in the program, and there were 15 recipients in 2023. And $35,000 is kind of that low bar. Usually there are hundreds of thousands, it seems. Full kitchen remodels are a popular choice. Many homeowners want to create open kitchens and floor plans in their aging homes. This before and after shows a common approach, removing an interior wall to make way for a large island or peninsula counter and creating better sight lines between rooms. Coon Rapids remains busy offering new sustainability initiatives. The city launched an energy action plan in 2023 to support energy efficiency and promote renewable energy options. The Energy Action Plan set out a goal to reduce citywide greenhouse gas emissions 35% by 2030. Meanwhile, our planners spent time meeting with many businesses to talk about free energy assessments. All businesses in Coon Rapids can get a free building walkthrough that identifies many energy-saving recommendations, including rebates, grants, and other incentives. Our expansion of the recycling center was completed in 2023. There is a new building which offers added storage and now houses the styrofoam processing machine. Coming soon will also be a new reuse center where large reusable items can be salvaged and passed on. The main office was also remodeled and the traffic flow was improved, which also created more parking. If you're in Anoka County and you've not been to that recycling center, check it out. It's very busy and it's a great site. Then there is the new Fire Station 3, which is nearly complete. The 32,000 square foot building is up and running. The new facility has apparatus bays, a control room, and hose tower on the third floor. It is designed to serve as a regional training facility, and it is spectacular. The city has also been working on other new infrastructure. A new water tower on Foley Boulevard is underway now. The 1 million gallon water tower will increase capacity and improve operations. The additional storage will help meet peak water demands and ensure adequate flow for firefighting. Thanks to a Safe Routes to School grant, there are crosswalk improvements now along Northdale Boulevard. The city and Anoka County together received a $458,000 grant to improve safety at the pedestrian crosswalk in front of Coon Rapids High School. The crosswalk was relocated to better align with the school's new entrance, and new lights and signage make pedestrians more visible. Coon Rapids also received funding approval for a new pedestrian bridge to connect the Coon Creek Regional Trail and get pedestrians safely over Coon Rapids Boulevard, which carries more than 31,000 vehicles a day. Construction is scheduled to start later this year. And the 610 interchange project at East River Road received design approval from MnDOT. The project would add exit and on-ramps to and from 610 at East River Road. Coon Rapids made a $23 million request from state lawmakers, and we are also seeking other federal and state funding options to get the interchange fully completed. Coon Rapids, you could only go west, and you can only get off from the west. So we're trying to get that eastward movement. Park improvements. Among our park improvements, Mercy Park received a total renovation, and this was a great partnership between Mercy Hospital, which is next to the park. The Allina Health Foundation donated $40,000 to help add accessible features such as a rubber surface and several pieces of adaptive equipment. And then our recreation programs continue to be busy. We offered more than 2,000 weekly summer visits to children through our Rec on the Spot mobile recreation trailer. And our senior programs welcomed more than 23,000 people in 2023. And Coon Rapids continues to offer community events throughout the year. Everything from pet fair, movies in the park, our huge 4th of July celebration with one of the greatest fireworks displays in the state, farmers market, to the concerts. Night Tea and Night continues to have dozens of neighborhood parties, to the pumpkin patch, which is pictured here, and to our tree lighting, thank you Anoka, in early December. And you can help make these events possible through our business sponsorship program. Makes it easy for you to partner with us. We help you promote your business and can work with any level for any budget. And finally, meet Rocky the Raccoon. We reintroduced Rocky to the community in 2023. He has a fresh new look with a one-of-a-kind mascot design, and the city has used raccoon imagery since the 1960s. Raccoons were the original inspiration for the city's name, thanks to the abundance of raccoons along the Mississippi and what is now Coon Creek, which eventually led to the name Coon Rapids. And I'd like to point out, Councilmember Carlson is here. He's worn the Rocky suit for 2 different events. Thank you very much. And that's all I've got, and I'm under 10. Thank you.
So have you seen any bald eagles while you've been sitting here? They're here. And there's more of them because we're jumping back in Jerry's boat. Jerry's going to be nice enough to take me up to Ramsey, where the mayor will tell us what is happening in the city of Ramsey. Let us welcome Mayor Mark Kuzma.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Mark Kuzma, I'm the mayor of Ramsey, and it's an honor to update everybody on what's happening in our city. And you know, we've got a lot of stuff going out there. I'm going to try to get through this because I got a lot. Our city council, boards and commissions, and staff take the words of our mission statement to heart: to work together to responsibly grow our community and to provide quality, cost-effective government services. This year, the city of Ramsey is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Mr. Arnie Cox was serving as mayor on November 12, 1974. The incorporation date, and the population was approximately 8,000. Now the city's population is nearly 30,000 and growing, and we plan on recognizing the occasion throughout the year. Our city's tax rate increased from 40.429% 2023 payable to 41.171% in 2024 payable. We issued $8,315,000 in bonds, which consisted, we issued $8,315,000 in bonds, which consisted of 2 bonds. $6.9 million was a tax increment bond to fund improvements in the core area, mass grading, tree clearing, and Ferret Street road improvements. The remaining $1.4 million was for an equipment bond to help fund the 2024 capital equipment included in the 2024 general fund budget. Another significant impact of the levy increase was the addition of several new staff positions, many in the Public Works Department. Standards & Poor's reaffirmed the city's AA+ bond rating in 2023. Growth continues as for rooftops and retail in 2023. Ramsey added 125 new single-family homes and 60 units of multifamily housing with a total valuation of $52.2 million. 10 new commercial permits with a valuation of $33.5 million. 28,300 square feet of service retail space opened in 2023, including the Blue Line Collision and the Little Explorers Childcare. We have the 20,600 square foot Aldi and the 98 Hilton Home 2 Suites hotels that are both under construction now. We have the 5,000 square foot Chanticleer sit-down restaurant that signed a lease at the North Star Marketplace and will open this summer. We have a 110 townhome development by Central Homes. That's a 200-plus unit, amenity-rich, market-rate apartment by Norhart, and a 9,700 square foot auto repair shop under a purchase agreement. We have 620 businesses that call Ramsey home. Those businesses employ roughly 7,239 people, giving community members a working option that's close to home. We have a new industrial development that continues to flourish, including 147,000 square foot that was completed in 2023 for Optident. We have an 84,000 square foot PSD LLC and a 46,000 square foot Solder Home and Associates under construction and will be completed in 2024. Several additional commercial, industrial, and retail projects are expected to be submitted for site plan and approval in 2024 as well. The City of Ramsey Council adopted a temporary sign ordinance to allow greater flexibility for Ramsey businesses during the Highway 10 construction project. Duration and frequency of signs increased. The ordinance goes into effect on February 12th and ends December 31st of 2025 when the project will be completed. With the new developments, there is almost always some impact on our natural resources, but staff works hard to preserve those resources and our rural character through our development and review process. One example of effort is Ramsey's continued status as a Tree City USA. 2023 marks the 32nd consecutive year that Ramsey has met the recognition criteria. We also support residents and businesses regarding various disease and insect threats such as oak wilt and emerald ash borer by providing resources and site inspections upon request. Our community members are also environmentally conscientious. Anoka County set a 2023 recycling goal for us at 2,975 tons. I'm proud to say we exceeded that and recycled 3,174 tons. In 2023, construction began on the Ramsey Gateway project, furthering the improvement along US Highway 10, 169 in the North Metro area. This project will grade separate the street and railway intersections in Sunfish and Lake Ramsey Boulevards. 2 lanes of traffic will be maintained in each direction during construction, and the majority of the work will occur in 2024 and 2025, with completion scheduled for the spring of 26. In 2023, the city furthered its commitment to providing safe and sustainable drinking water for the municipal water users by beginning construction on a 10 million gallon per day water treatment plant. This plant will remove iron and manganese from the municipal water supply system. This plant is scheduled to be fully operational by the summer of 2025. And the project is fortunate enough to have received state bonding appropriations in 2023, with plans from the city to solicit additional funds in 2024. In 2023, the city furthered its commitment to maintain all 187 plus miles of paved streets by increasing its investment in this pavement management program by approximately $37 million over the next 10 years. And as, let's see if I get on. Well, I'm just gonna skip that part. As shown on the map in 2024, the 33 capital improvement program included over 45 miles of street reconstruction projects and 36 miles of pavement overlay projects, meaning that Almost 45% of the city streets will be reconstructed overlaid in the next 10 years. And we are proud to be an active and connected community by connecting parks, places, pollinators, people, and play-through programming with trails to get you everywhere you want to be. With new developments, there's almost always an impact on our natural resources, but staff works hard to preserve those resources and our rural character through our development review process. One example is the effort is Ramsey's continued status as a Tree USA and marks the 32nd year of the recognition criteria. We also support the residents and businesses regarding various disease and insect threats such as oak wilt and emerald ash borer. Our community members are also environmentally conscious. Our county is set a 2023 recycling goal. I guess I wrote that part. I'm sorry about that. And with that, I just want to thank QCTV and the city of Champlin for hosting this, and have a good evening.
So I wonder, for people who work at the Minnesota Department of Transportation, if their favorite color is orange. We're going to find out. Kent Barnard is here, and he is going to talk to us about the just completed Anoka project on Highway 10 and the soon-to-start project in Ramsey. Is it orange?
I hate to admit it, Pete, but my favorite color is not orange. Sorry about that. Okay, cool, thank you. I'd like to thank Pete and the Chamber for this opportunity to come out and talk a little bit. As most of you know, or all of you know, the last 2 years we've been very busy out in Anoka with rebuilding Highway 10, the new interchanges and access and all the roads out there. You may think it's over, but it's not. We do have some work coming up this spring. We will be done probably early June with that work. So there'll be some minor closures on some of the secondary streets out there, but we should not be affecting Highway 10 this year. So good news, right, Greg? We did have some technical difficulties this morning. So my presentation, I will have to read off of my phone. So I apologize for that. As we all know, when we're out there working on the roadway, we have two main goals we want to do. We want to maximize safety and minimize the impacts to people out there. We also want to keep traffic flowing smoothly, and that's something we are working hard at with the Ramsey project, Sunfish Lake Boulevard and Ramsey Boulevard. We did start work late summer, early fall out there, widening the roadway, and you've probably seen some of that work out there. We're still continuing a little bit in that area. At this point, we're keeping Highway 10 open. We will be keeping Highway 10 open throughout the project, 2 lanes in each direction, and we will have 1 interchange access worked on per year. Major construction out there, as the mayor said, will be completed in 2 years. Preliminary work, as I said, began in 2023. We did do some building demolition in December, the former Plants and Things location. The building was torn down and they have moved further west on Highway 10 into Ramsey. It looks like they've got a very new, nice facility out there. We also did widen the road between Sunfish Lake Boulevard and Armstrong Boulevard, and that will continue through early 2024. In 2024, we're going to begin intersection closures. We're going to be doing some short-term lane closures on the roads out there. Local roads, sidewalks, and trails will be closed also, and we'll be doing some overnight work. Shouldn't have a whole lot of noise out there, but there may be a little bit of noise out there during that. We are going to be closing Sunfish Lake Boulevard to begin with at Highway 10. It's going to be built. The south side will remain open late summer through, or will open late summer through early fall, and it will be fully open by mid-November. I'll just have to have you imagine what it looks like because I don't have those slides. Also, local access will be closed at Riverdale Drive during that work. Sunfish Lake Boulevard and McKinley Street intersection will be closed, and that again will be open by early August. Business access will be maintained with Unity Street and Azurite Street as the alternate routes out there. Riverdale Drive will be closed between Highway 10 and Tungsten Street, That will be open by mid-June. Now, with the way the weather is today, it looks like we can almost start working right now, but I'm guessing we're gonna have an earlier season start unless we get hit with a lot of snow, so we could be looking at early to mid-March for work starting out there. Riverdale Drive will also be closed west of Ramsey Boulevard, and that will be opened by late summer. Ramsey Boulevard will be closed between Highway 10 and Riverdale Drive. They'll be closed for 15 days, sometime late summer and early fall, so that's something you can look forward to. We will be providing this presentation later on, so if you watch it on the QCTV, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about with the layouts and things. We're going to be doing quite a bit of business outreach for this, as we did during the Anoka Highway 10 project. We'll be having monthly business meetings, so if that's something you're interested in attending, please let us know. Go to our website and send an email, get signed up for our email updates. We'll also be creating custom detour maps for the various businesses out there to help with people getting around. You can use that either in mailing or you can use it on your websites. And we will promise to make notification prior to any construction or access impacts, as we did with the Highway 10 project in Anoka. Wanted to make sure you're aware we're having a business and property owners open house. That will be Wednesday, February 28th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the Ramsey City Hall, and that will be in the Alexander Room. Now you might ask what you can do to make things easier if you're traveling through Ramsey or if you have a business in Ramsey. Visit and bookmark our project webpage and sign up to receive our email updates on traffic impacts. And then reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns. We do have a person that is in charge of business outreach and business communication. Her name is Michaela Isaacson, and her number is 612-258-2918. Also, you can stay connected if you go to info@Highway 10 Ramsey, that's HW10Ramsey.com. That is the email address. And you can also go to the website, and this is all one word, Anoka County Ramsey Gateway. Anoka County Ramsey Gateway.com. And that is the website. Are there any questions from anybody? Okay, well, thank you very much for the opportunity to come out and give a brief overview of the Highway 10 Ramsey project.
Thank you, Kent. Know this, too, that on the Chamber website, we have a special spot for any businesses that are getting hits during construction. Whether they're a member of the Chamber or not, they can list whatever specials that they want to put up on our website to try to drive traffic to their locations. We did it with Anoka. We will do it with Ramsey. Anybody that, if you are out there as business people and hear somebody struggling, you know, we're just another outlet, another place that we can try to help them get through that time. I will tell you, the Anoka project went a lot better than I thought. Chamber of Commerce is a natural place for people to call and complain, and they're also out looking for information. I think that the City of Anoka and I think that the Minnesota Department of Transportation did a tremendous job having that website up, having that hotline phone number. It took a lot off of us, and I know that that will continue with the Ramsey project, and we are so close. I mean, we have been waiting for those lights to be gone on Highway 10 since the early 60s, and I was only 2 at the time, but I had vision, and I knew that those lights had to go, and to have it finally be here is huge. Hey, a special thank you to Chris Randall and the crew from First Bank Elk River for being one of our luncheon sponsors. Also Mark and the crew from One Wheel Marketing. Thank you to our table sponsors. A special thank you to all of our member cities. You know, I tell people this all the time, nothing against Apple Valley. We want everybody to live in our 8 cities, build their businesses in our 8 cities, raise their families in our 8 cities. And after what I just saw today, and I think you would agree, it's a great place to be. It's a great place to be in business, and we are proud to continue to pump and push and promote what we can. So on behalf of Tony Sofio and the rest of the Board of Directors, thank you so much. Gala dinner, silent auction, bid. Thank you.